Welcome to episode 2 of Fast Take Fridays with AdSport. I'm Abby Murphy. I'm the intern and I will be the moderator today.
Sure, Bader, I'm the Client Services Manager at AdSport.
Gary Knutson, Founder and CEO.
Andy Price, Managing Director.
Awesome, guys. Thanks. So jumping right into today's topic is stadium naming right deals. Recently, SoFi and Allegiant Airlines have entered into naming right deals with Los Angeles and Las Vegas. There has been a lot of debate on whether naming right deals are worth the high price ticket or tag that they have. So we want to take a little bit of a different approach. If one of our clients had or was considering one of the naming right deals, what would we look at in order to maximize that value on that deal?
Yeah, so I mean, if it was one of our clients, I think the first thing that we need to look at is that client, a mature brand, and if so, maybe not the number one strategy that we would recommend. If it was a startup or a company that was looking to build some brand equity, there could be some opportunities there depending on what the situation is. And then, product integration would be the first thing that we'd make sure that we could accomplish into that stadium or arena. Those would be kind of the two benchmark, I think, considerations if we were going to recommend a naming rights deal to one of our clients.
No, and I think SoFi makes a lot of sense in LA. It's a pretty new company. I think they've only been around for 5 to 10 years. I knew they were a financial tech startup. I didn't really know what they were until they were announced as the naming rights partner. LA makes a lot of sense. Huge market, Super Bowl next year, college football championship year following, Olympics, World Cup. So all that makes sense for SoFi to get the name out there. But to Gary's point about product integration, it's a financial services company. Right now they do primarily loans and mortgages. But I imagine, in their 10 to 20 year kind of growth, they probably want to move into more personal finances. So debit, checking, savings, credit card, and what they're doing at Hollywood Park with not just the stadium, but the retail and the residential and the commercial offices. It makes a lot of sense to get in there now and kind of build out what they're doing there. But Gary, I have a question for you. Allegiant is kind of known as a low-fare airline. They don't offer first-class seating. Usually when you hear about airlines doing a stadium naming rights deal or some sort of big stadium deal, they often put their names on executive suites or kind of big high-end club levels. If you're Allegiant, what are you doing?
Well, you could do the Allegiant Air section and charge fans for everything that they do, right? So I bring a hat in, I get charged $10, or I bring a glove to a baseball game, that's 20. I don't know. To me, it's probably not a great fit for Allegiant. If they were our client, I don't know that would have been the first thing. There's some other angles there. Obviously, they're based in Vegas. There's some relationships there. It's a community play.
Yep.
And I think across the country, Allegiant might not be a really well-known brand.
Sure.
So there's significant kind of brand building opportunities there. But if I'm Allegiant, I think I would focus more on the customer experience on our flights. As opposed to slapping your name on a building, but it's I think more of a local relationship kind of a play.
Sure.
I mean, they're going to try to find ways to integrate in every facet possible with these new stadiums, but we talk about it all the time, and it's that they're now the first brand that gets to put their name on these buildings, and that means a lot to these people compared to coming in secondhand, and that is really where that price tag is going to make that big jump.
Yeah, as we were talking about in the first take that I didn't have the volume on for, the rule of thumb there is 20 to 30% devaluation for the second or third or fourth in some instances, like we've got in this market, and so that's a major consideration. This is a brand new ballpark. They're going to be first one putting their name on it, and it carries, I think, a hefty premium, whereas if you're the second, third, fourth, there's some diminished value there for sure.
Does the Vegas Stadium, do they have any big events lined up?
outside of Raiders games. Have they secured Super Bowls yet? All we've talked about is that their first event will be a Raiders game because it opens so late, but that's all I know about. I don't even know of any concerts that they'll have. I'm sure they have something lined up.
Yeah, I'm not aware of any Super Bowls that are in the queue. I'm sure that's something they're going to work hard to make happen. I think from an NFL's perspective, Vegas is a pretty compelling market to have a Super Bowl. So
probably.
I would imagine that's coming down the road at some point.
It's just interesting that hasn't been announced yet, because you have to think that.
Yeah.
And if I'm a naming rights partner, I want that guarantee that I'm going to get the Super Bowl, lined up like SoFi has it with the Rams Stadium.
Yeah.
Right.
So if you're looking at a deal for one of your clients and they are the second one to go into the naming rights or the third one or whatever it is, how do you make sure that they get known? How do you know it won't everyone won't look at it and think it's, what it was before? What are you looking for in that contract?
That's tough if you're the second or third in, right? So you really got to involve PR and make a concerted effort to engage the local media, national media, and really try to get that new name kind of plugged in, like we talked about before. I think it's really important, and you see this with State Farm and their efforts with formerly known as University of Phoenix Stadium. The community involvement, creating a foundation, creating other initiatives that really impact the local community. I think those are critical. It would have to make sense for our client in terms of product integration as well, right? Are they able to kind of dovetail and showcase their goods or services in this new arena or stadium? I think that's critical as well.
Yeah, mine's kind of twofold. First and foremost, branding on site. In our first take, we talked about, what if an insurance company was a sponsor of the Heat Arena, which is formerly American Airlines Arena. If I'm Progressive, I want to paint that arena blue. If I'm Geico, I want my gecko everywhere, 100 feet tall, on the roof, just to get it out there. Because I think, and the second point is alliteration. I think always helps. You want the name of your venue to kind of just roll off the tip of your tongue.
Yeah.
University of Phoenix Stadium out in Glendale. That sounds terrible, but it can be shortened to, it's the U of P, or American Airlines Arena, AAA. So you want something that kind of just flows and become part of just everyday conversation about your team. So
the Bob.
Try to find that, and you can kind of just gradually find your way into that conversation. And all of these brands, very rarely, or if any, I can't think of, is just straight branding on a stadium. You're just the State Farm Stadium. Their contract comes with plenty of assets where their sole purpose is to make sure that people know it's State Farm Stadium, with those community aspects, the PR stuff, and the huge sign that they have. But we also have to think about how they're going to interact with their current and prospective clients. And they're going to be able to promote these assets saying, this is our stadium, here's what we can provide to you. And they're just going to let everybody know that this is theirs now. And that's going to be the sole focus after they can get all the signage up and after they can really turn the page and say, this is now our era of the stadium.
Awesome. Anything else you guys want to add in today?
Good.
Do you want to talk about the American Airlines Miami Heat kind of potential new naming rights query that's taking place down there?
For those of you guys who don't know what's going on, just Google American Airlines naming rights. You'll probably get to it real quick.
Product integration.
There's a local company that are they local? I guess so. It has the community tie-in. Maybe it fits. They're offering
sampling.
Maybe that's a great opportunity for VR, AR kind of headset setup. I'm gonna stay out of that.
All right, I think that's a great place to end for today. Thank you guys for your insights on naming right deals. Thank you for watching episode 2 of Fast Take Fridays. If you guys want to hear us talk about anything else, you want to get their insights on anything, please comment below. And thanks for watching.
See ya.